Good afternoon, welcome to GrainTV. My name is Cody. This is Brock Shimano. Today is March 12th and we had the markets a bit mixed here in Chicago. Let's take a look at the Fire Tip trading platform, see where we closed off the day here. Corn for May delivery trading up 3.5 cents. Beans down 10.5 cents. Wheat in Chicago trading up 3.25 cents. And Kansas City wheat off 3/4 cent. Brock, yesterday we had the wheat conditions report released and we did seem to see a little bit of an improvement, but I guess the question I have for you is why didn't we see the market react more to that during today's trade action?
You know, we did get the condition ratings out yesterday. Kansas, their wheat crop improved by about 3% on the good to excellent rating. Oklahoma also improved about 4%, and Texas was left unchanged on their good to excellent ratings. As far as affecting the markets today, you know, I think these condition ratings are a little bit of a lagging indicator. What we did see for a sell-off a couple of weeks ago, I think, was driven by the moisture moving through that area in late February and earlier this month. So I think what we're seeing now is, you know, the market already knows that, yeah, there's some moisture there. It's just starting to soak into the soil now, and now we're starting to see it reported by the USDA that the conditions are a little bit better.
Yeah. If you take a look at the wheat chart here, you can notice that we have really sold off here in the last couple of months, and I think in the last few weeks we really did bake in some of that excess moisture. Brock, you know, maybe you could walk us through the change in moisture that we've received in the last couple of weeks, and also, you know, where are we in terms of soil moisture capacity? And you know, are there parts of the U.S. that may not have to be dealing with this drought come spring?
You know, if we take a look at this soil moisture anomaly map from Planalytics, you can see that southern part of the United States, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas areas, they are starting to improve a little bit on their soil moisture. You know, it's mostly because of that snow is starting to seep into the soil. But it's also important to note that out in the eastern part of the Corn Belt, Illinois, Indiana, some of those areas are starting to improve on their soil moisture as well. So let's take a look at the actual numbers here. You can see that out in the eastern part, there are a lot of areas that have 100% of soil moisture capacity there, completely filled up with moisture. But down in the southern plains, it's still a concern, even though we did get quite a bit of moisture in late February. We're still in some areas that really aren't out of the dark yet. Western part of Kansas only in 23 percentile. Nebraska is about 11%. So there are some areas in the western part of the Corn Belt that are still going to have to worry about moisture as we head into spring here.
Yeah, and you know, one of the other things that really could have also supported wheat is the fact that it was so much more competitively priced right now than corn, especially when you look in the cash market. I talked a little bit about this yesterday, and when you take the average prices across the U.S., you actually see almost a 30% or a 30-cent discount for wheat compared to corn in the cash market, and you don't see that in May very often. If you see that, usually it's during July, right during harvest, when there is a glut of wheat coming onto the market. You don't usually see that at the end of the wheat marketing year. What's interesting too is that today we actually did get news that there was about 11 to 12 trains of soft red winter wheat that was moved down to Kansas for feed. And I think that's just confirmation, once again, that we are in fact seeing wheat used for feed more than we would expect to see, and it starts to erode that theme that the USDA kind of introduced to us here in this month's WASDE report, where they moved feed use up by 100 million bushels. That to me is, I guess, a little bit, I'm questioning it now, wondering whether or not the market structure today will be able to support that kind of feed use that they estimated.
You know, there's some rumors out there as well that some ethanol plants in the eastern part of the Corn Belt are starting to bid on wheat for ethanol. So that's something we're definitely going to pay attention to as well. You know, speaking of ethanol, we do get the EIA ethanol numbers, production and stock figures tomorrow. Follow us on Twitter, @GrainTV is where you can find us. Make sure you check us out on Facebook. You get a hold of us, 877-472-4607.